Have you ever felt good about something? Your progress, your success, your happiness, until you saw someone else doing better. You were proud of your work until you scrolled through social media and saw someone achieving more. You felt confident until you walked into a room and noticed someone who seemed smarter, wealthier, or more accomplished. That moment right there, that's the moment joy is stolen from you. Comparison is the thief of joy. It doesn't just take your happiness, it drains your motivation, steals your energy, and blinds you from your own success. It makes you feel like what you have isn't enough, when in reality, it was enough before you looked at someone else. But what you need to understand is this: comparison is an illusion. The moment you compare yourself to someone else, you're seeing only a fraction of their reality. You're looking at their highlight reel, not their struggles. You see their victories, but not the failures it took to get there. You see their confidence, but not their insecurities. And yet you let this incomplete picture dictate how you feel about yourself. And that has to stop, because every second you spend comparing, you're robbing yourself of appreciation. You're ignoring your own growth. You're denying yourself the credit you deserve. So how do you break free of this toxic cycle? First, focus on your own journey. Your path is yours. No one else has lived your experiences, fought your battles, or overcome your obstacles. Your success cannot and should not look like anyone else's. The only comparison worth making is to who you were yesterday. Second is control your environment. Social media, TV, even the people you surround yourself with. Everything influences your perception of success. Be mindful of what you consume. If something constantly makes you feel less than, well, unfollow it, mute it, step away from it, protect your peace. Third, celebrate others without diminishing yourself. Just because someone else is winning doesn't mean you're losing. Success is not a limited resource. Someone else's greatness does not take away from your own. So clap for others and then get back to your own work. Number 4 is practice gratitude daily. Nothing destroys comparison faster than gratitude. When you actively focus on what's good in your life, you stop obsessing over what others have. Write down your wins, recognize your strengths, and own your achievements. At the end of the day, your joy belongs to you. Don't hand it over to the illusion of someone else's life. Because when you stop comparing, you start thriving. When you stop looking sideways, you start moving forward. And when you stop chasing someone else's version of success, you finally step into your own. So choose yourself, choose your journey, and don't let comparison steal another moment of your joy. When life takes a wrong turn, our instinct very often is to point outward. We blame circumstances, people, or even fate, like the job market isn't fair, the economy is terrible, that person betrayed me. Blame is easy. It allows us to protect our ego, to avoid discomfort, and to tell ourselves that our struggles are beyond our control. And it may be hard to hear, but blame won't fix anything. It won't move you forward. It won't rewrite your story. The only thing that can truly create change is taking responsibility for your life. Now, responsibility doesn't mean self-criticism. It doesn't mean tearing yourself down or carrying guilt for everything that goes wrong. It means owning your role in your circumstances so that you can actually do something about it. Because if you refuse to acknowledge your part in the situation, you also give up the power to change it. If your career is stuck in neutral, what are you doing to develop your skills, expand your network, or create new opportunities? If your relationships keep ending in heartbreak, what patterns are you repeating? Are you choosing the same kind of partner? Are you bringing unresolved wounds into every connection? If your health is declining, why haven't you prioritized your well-being? Are you making excuses instead of making changes? There's an old saying, when you point a finger at someone else, 3 fingers point back at you. And that's not meant to shame you. It's meant to wake you up. Because if you created the problem, then you also have the ability to create the solution. That's where the power lies. This mindset shift isn't easy. It requires humility. It requires self-awareness. And it requires the courage to look at yourself honestly, without judgment, but with a determination to improve. It's not about blaming yourself, it's about empowering yourself. You probably know people who constantly blame the world for their problems. What happens to them? They stay stuck. They wait for external forces to change, hoping for a lucky break, waiting for someone to come and fix things for them. But the people who take responsibility, they adapt, they grow, they find a way. They learn from failure instead of being defined by it. When things go wrong, it's time to reflect, adjust, and take action. Instead of complaining about the things you can't control, focus on what you can. Instead of dwelling on what's broken, look for ways to rebuild. And most importantly, be patient with yourself. Change takes time. There will be setbacks. There will be moments when it's tempting to fall back into old habits of blame and frustration. But every time you choose to take responsibility instead, you take another step forward. At the end of the day, the most powerful transformation you'll ever experience won't come from luck or external circumstances. It will come from the moment you decided to stop waiting and start owning every part of your life. Life has an interesting way of testing us, doesn't it? I mean, we've all faced moments where things didn't go the way we'd hoped. There are moments of rejection, betrayal, or loss. And it's natural to feel bitter when the people or circumstances you relied on let you down. But the truth is, bitterness only chains us to the pain. So growth, resilience, and success, those are forged when we let go of bitterness and focus on becoming better. You see, every setback you've endured, every time life didn't go your way, it came with a hidden gift. And that was a chance to grow, to evolve, and to rise above. And sometimes we need those tough moments to remind us of who we are and what we're capable of. So let's give gratitude to those very challenges that once felt like roadblocks. Thank you to the doors that slammed in my face. At the time, it felt like rejection, like everything I'd worked for was slipping away. But in hindsight, those closed doors redirected me to something far greater than I'd imagined. They forced me to innovate, to think differently, and to walk a path that was uniquely mine. When that opportunity you thought was the one disappears, it's not the end. Sometimes it's the universe clearing the way for something extraordinary. Thank you to the people who doubted me. Your skepticism lit a fire within me that I didn't even know existed. You gave me the hunger to push beyond my limits, to prove not just to you, but to myself that I am capable. Every time you said you can't do it, I used those words as fuel to show you that I absolutely could. If people doubt you, let it strengthen your resolve. Remember, diamonds are formed under pressure, not in comfort. Thank you to the moments that felt like failure. Those were the moments that taught me resilience, patience, and the power of perseverance. Failure isn't the opposite of success. In fact, it's the foundation of it. Thomas Edison famously failed 10,000 times before creating the light bulb. But then he said, I didn't fail, I just found 10,000 ways it didn't work. So let your failures teach you, refine you, and guide you towards your next breakthrough. Thank you to the relationships that didn't last, to the ones who walked away, to the people who didn't believe in me. I owe you a special kind of gratitude, because your departure made room for people who genuinely care, who genuinely support me. It made me stronger, more self-reliant, and more aware of my worth. Sometimes we cling to the people who are not meant to walk the whole journey with us. So let them go, and trust that their absence is a gift in disguise. Thank you to the struggles that felt insurmountable. Those were the moments I discovered my true strength. When life tests you, it's not to break you, but to build you. The pain you've endured becomes the strength you lean on, and every mountain you've climbed becomes a testament to your perseverance. Bitterness is a weight that holds you in place, tethering you to the past. But choosing to be better, that's where transformation happens. Better doesn't mean forgetting what hurt you or pretending it didn't matter. It means using those experiences as stepping stones to a brighter future. So here's my challenge to you. The next time life feels unfair, when someone lets you down or circumstances don't go your way, just pause and ask yourself, will this make me bitter or will this make me better? Choose better. Always choose better. Because the truth is, you can't control what happens to you, but you can control how you respond. The people who doubted you, they don't define you. The opportunities you lost, they don't limit you. What defines you is how you rise, how you grow, and how you use every experience, good and bad, to build the life you deserve. Remember, life is a journey, not a straight line. So every twist, turn, and detour, it's shaping you into someone stronger, wiser, and more capable than you ever imagined. When life gets hard, don't let it make you bitter. Let it make you better. I guarantee you've made excuses at some point in your life. They whisper comfort in your ears, shielding you from risk, failure, and the unknown. But where have they gotten you? Have they moved you closer to the life you want? Or have they held you back, shackling your potential and leaving your dreams to gather dust? Excuses aren't just words. They're self-imposed barriers. They sound like, I don't have the time, or I'm not ready, or even worse, I'll start tomorrow. But excuses are lies we tell ourselves to stay comfortable. And comfort, my friends, is the silent killer of growth. Imagine for a moment that you stripped away every excuse. What would your world look like if you took ownership of every decision, every failure, and every triumph? How unstoppable could you be? Your power lies in responsibility. It's where transformation begins. Stop waiting for a savior, a sign, or the perfect moment. Understand that no one is coming to save you. Your dreams are yours to achieve, and your life is yours to build. You hold the pen, and every day you write your story. So will it be a tale of excuses and regrets, or one of resilience and triumph? When you blame your circumstances, your past, or others for where you are, you're giving away your power. But when you take responsibility, you reclaim it. You tell the world, I'm in charge here, and I will create the life I want. That's when the magic begins. Excuses thrive in a mind focused on problems. So flip the switch. Instead of saying, I can't because, start asking, how can I? Every time you look for a solution, you expand your possibilities. Every time you focus on what you can do rather than what you can't, you take a step forward. Progress begins with perspective. Some people say they're waiting for the right time, but let me tell you something, there is no perfect time. Life will never present a moment wrapped in a bow with a tag that says, now is your time. You create that moment. You take messy, imperfect action and figure it out along the way. Because the truth is, the best time to start was yesterday. The next best time is right now. Success isn't handed out like a party favor. It's earned through effort, persistence, and a refusal to quit. You're going to face obstacles. You're going to stumble, but every stumble is a lesson. Every obstacle an opportunity to grow stronger. What matters isn't how many times you fall, but how many times you get back up. Commit to the process. Commit to doing the hard things. Commit to yourself. Take a hard look at the people around you. Are they lifting you up or holding you down? Surround yourself with people who challenge you, inspire you, and refuse to let you settle for less than your best. The energy you absorb shapes the life you create. Choose wisely. I know excuses are comforting, but they're also the chains holding you back from the life you deserve. You don't need more time, more resources, or more permission. You need more action. You need to step into your power and decide that you're done playing small. What are you going to do today to take back control of your life? How will you show up for yourself? Not tomorrow, not someday, but today. Because everything you've ever wanted is on the other side of your excuses. No more excuses. No more waiting. It's time to act. Your life is waiting for you to claim it. Go make it happen. If you want success, it starts with you, and it starts with self-respect. If you want to feel confident, strong, and capable, well, that's self-respect. Without it, nothing else holds. Self-respect is not arrogance. It's not thinking you're better than anyone else. And it's not about being perfect. Self-respect is knowing your worth without needing anyone else to validate it. It's the quiet confidence that comes from living according to your values, keeping your promises to yourself and holding yourself to a higher standard. Self-respect is the way you talk to yourself, the boundaries you set, and the standards you hold yourself to. It's knowing when to say no and understanding that you deserve to be treated with kindness. By others, yes, but most importantly, by yourself. Self-respect isn't about achieving perfection. You'll make mistakes and that's okay. Self-respect means learning from those mistakes without tearing yourself down. It's not about pleasing everyone. If you live for the approval of others, you'll die by their rejection. Respect yourself enough to do what's right for you, even if everyone else doesn't understand. And it's not about never failing, because failure doesn't define you. How you respond to it does. Every time you get back up, you build a little more respect for yourself. Now let's talk about how to build it. Because self-respect isn't something you're born with, it's something you earn day by day. First, keep the promises you make to yourself. If you say you're going to wake up at 6 a.m., do it. If you tell yourself you'll work out 3 times this week, follow through. Your self-respect grows every time your actions align with your intentions. 2, set boundaries and stick to them. When you respect yourself, you won't allow other people to treat you poorly or cross lines you've drawn. Boundaries aren't selfish. They're essential for protecting your peace and mental well-being. Number 3, speak kindly to yourself. The way you talk to yourself matters. If you wouldn't say it to a friend, don't say it to yourself. Start building the habit of encouragement, even when things go wrong. The 4th step is take responsibility. When you take ownership of your life, your actions, your habits, and your mindset, you stop making excuses and start building a life you're proud of. That's where self-respect is born. And finally, number 5, celebrate progress, not perfection. It's easy to beat yourself up when things don't go exactly as planned. But self-respect means recognizing your growth, even if you're not where you want to be yet. So there you have it. If you respect yourself, you'll naturally make better decisions. You'll treat your body better, you'll protect your time, and you'll set goals that challenge you instead of limiting you. When you respect yourself, you don't settle, not in relationships, not in your career, and not in your personal life. Self-respect is what makes you say, I deserve better. It's what gives you the courage to walk away from what doesn't serve you and pursue what does. It's what allows you to look in the mirror day after day and feel proud of the person looking back. You see, the more you respect yourself, the less you need validation from anyone else. You stop chasing approval because you know your value isn't up for negotiation. You start living on your own terms, and that's where freedom is found. Start small, make one promise to yourself and keep it, set one boundary and honor it. Change the way you speak to yourself, even just a little. With every small act of self-respect, you become stronger, more confident, and more unstoppable. It's important because your biggest relationship is the one you have with yourself. So treat it with care, nurture it, and protect it. Everything else in your life will rise to the level of the respect you have for yourself. Once you build self-respect, you become unstoppable. You'll walk through life with a quiet strength, knowing that no matter what happens, you've got your own back. And that's the kind of power no one can take away from you. It's easy to feel gratitude when life is going well, isn't it? I mean, when things are smooth, when we have what we want, when the sun is shining, it's natural to say, thank you. But what about when things aren't so easy? When the challenges pile up, when the stress feels overwhelming, when life throws unexpected curveballs? Gratitude doesn't always come so easily then, does it? And you know what? That's normal. Our brains are hardwired to find the problems, to notice what's wrong. It's a survival instinct that's been with us for generations, designed to keep us safe. So when you find yourself focusing on what's not working or what's lacking in your life, understand that it's not a flaw. It's just how we're built. But here's the beautiful thing. While our default mode is to focus on the negative, we have the power to change that. Practicing gratitude is one of the most powerful ways to rewire your brain, to shift your focus from what's missing to what's already here. And the more you practice, the more natural it becomes. How many times have you been caught up in the stress of a situation only to realize later that there were things to be grateful for all along? Maybe it was a difficult time at work, but you had supportive colleagues by your side. Or it was a personal challenge that felt overwhelming, but it taught you resilience. These moments are always there, but they're easy to miss when we're consumed by what's going wrong. Gratitude isn't about ignoring the difficulties or pretending everything is perfect. It's about choosing to focus on what's still good, even in the middle of the storm. It's about recognizing that no matter how tough things are, there's always something to be thankful for. It takes practice, and it's not always easy, especially in the hardest moments. But when you take the time to reflect on what's good, even if it's just a small thing, you start to shift your perspective. You begin to see possibilities instead of roadblocks. You start to notice that even in the hardest situations, there's still light. And that's the magic. It doesn't change your circumstances, but it changes how you see them. It reminds you that even when life feels heavy, there's still beauty, still hope, still reasons to keep going. Start small. Each day, take a moment to pause and reflect. What's something, no matter how tiny, that you can be grateful for today? Maybe it's your health. Maybe it's the support of a friend. Maybe it's simply the fact that you woke up this morning with another chance to try again. And over time, your brain starts to shift. The negative default doesn't feel so automatic anymore. You become more positive, more optimistic, more capable of facing whatever comes your way. Gratitude is a choice. It's a practice. And in the toughest times, it's a lifeline. It helps you see that no matter how hard the road is, there's always something worth appreciating. And in that appreciation, you'll find your peace. Loss, while incredibly painful, can ultimately lead us to discover new strengths and opportunities for growth. Loss is something that every one of us will experience at some point, whether it's the passing of a loved one, the end of a significant relationship, or any form of profound change. The immediate impact can feel overwhelming. It's a time marked by intense grief and an emotional weight that almost seems too heavy to bear. And although the pain of loss is profound and undeniable, it also holds the potential to be a catalyst for significant personal transformation. As we navigate through our grief, we can discover ways to reclaim our power and reshape our lives in ways we never imagined. It's important to acknowledge that grief is a natural response to loss. It's not something we should rush through or even suppress. Allow yourself to feel, to mourn, and to process your emotions. By confronting our grief head on, we begin to understand our emotions better and open ourselves up to eventual growth. Consider using this time of loss as an opportunity for self-reflection. Often we're so caught up in our daily routines that we forget to question our true desires and goals. Loss forces us to slow down and reevaluate what truly matters to us. It's a chance to reassess our priorities and make meaningful changes in our lives. Loss very often reveals what is most important to us, such as family, friends, or personal pursuits. It's crucial to channel our energy into actions that align with our new sense of purpose. Engage in activities that nurture your soul and contribute to your well-being. This might mean picking up a new hobby, pursuing a long-held dream, or investing in relationships that bring you joy. See, by focusing on these positive actions, we begin to shift our perspective from what we've lost to what we can gain. Resilience isn't about avoiding the pain, but rather about learning how to navigate through it and come out stronger on the other side. Each step you take towards healing is a testament to your inner strength. The challenges you face today are shaping you into a more resilient and empowered person for tomorrow. Finally, share your journey with others. Seek support from friends, family, and professional counselors who can offer guidance and comfort. Sometimes the act of helping others through their own struggles can provide a new sense of purpose and healing. As we reflect on our loss, understand that while this experience is undeniably traumatic, it also offers a profound opportunity for personal growth. By embracing our grief, reflecting on our lives, taking positive actions, and building resilience, we transform our pain into a powerful source of strength and renewal. Embrace the journey. Find your strength, and remember that even in the darkest moments, there's the potential for a brighter, more empowered future.